Okay. All right, looks like maybe we're live. Gonna give it just a moment and hopefully the connection, where are you going with your glasses? Stays.
Before that I needed my glasses to read. Why don't you write it bigger?
Old age problems. Okay, good evening everybody. I am Denise. This is my husband Dimitri.
How are you?
And we have got some good information for you. If you color your own hair, which I'm sure nobody does. On one hand, I'm grateful that people color their own hair because then they come to you and it's even more money to fix it.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who can relate. But I remember, when my sister called me up one day and she said to me, she said, "Oh my God, Dimitri, they've just come out with highlights in a box. What's going to happen to your business?" And I said, "That's wonderful because my color corrections are going to skyrocket. They're going to go right through the roof."
And they did.
And they did. So today we're here to talk to you about the difference between box color that you can buy in a store and going to a professional with professional products.
I have nothing to add because as you can see all the gray in my hair, I've not colored it. But I got to tell you that those, the brush-in things, the brush-in highlights look fabulous. If I was going to do some highlights, I mean, you go in the store, you look at the box and you go, wow, she looks awesome.
So
I want to have...
the picture on the box looks fabulous.
That's what I mean. I want the picture on the box and I'm like, it just says like a couple easy steps. I can, here, and then I'm done. And then I look like Christy Brinkley. Does that happen?
Well, if you take a look at the box and you look at the very fine print, the small print at the bottom.
That nobody can read.
That nobody can read. Even with a microscope. But it does say for professional use only. And these companies write that just to, cover their own asses, really. But people have been suing these companies because their hair doesn't come out right or it damages their hair. So
well, what professional walks into Walmart and buys a box of color to use in their salon?
No professional does.
Ta-da!
So I think I'd like to start by saying that, there's a huge difference between box color and going to your professional. First of all, a hairstylist has been licensed and a good colorist has been certified. Now, that doesn't mean that every stylist out there that has a license knows what they're doing, by all means. I mean, it takes a lot of work. In fact, to be a certified colorist, only 20% actually pass the exam.
Really?
Absolutely. There's a lot of chemistry involved. There's
tougher than the medicine boards.
And there are some who try it 4 or 5 times, if not more.
Oh.
So, with that said, after even, stylists who have, some kind of education behind them, it takes that long of a time to get certified. I mean, what makes you think that somebody who doesn't have any particular education about hair can go into a store, buy box color, and say, "Here I go, it's going to be great"?
Because Miss Clairol says it's that easy.
Right.
That's why I think that I could do it.
Well,
so tell me why I'm wrong.
Here's the thing. Box color says, here is the color. The picture on the box is what you're going to get, and one size fits all. That's what color is. So
like when I go into the limited versus J. Crew, an 8 is not an 8 everywhere.
That's right.
Right?
That's exactly right.
Okay, got it.
So there's a lot of factors involved when it comes to color. So when you're looking at box color, first, we'll get into the harshness of it all and all that later. But there's a lot of things that you have to take into consideration. What comes in a box color does not, Denise now, if she sees the box color and sees a beautiful blonde on there and says, "I want to get there,"
I want to be blonde,
and she applies that color on her hair, she's not going to get the same result as somebody who has a medium brown, base color to start with, or somebody who's even lighter.
Wait, what happens? Why
some
not?
people are ashier, some people are warmer. Their tones initially are either ashier or warmer. There's other factors such as, first of all, the The box color only lifts 3 to 4 levels. So hair lifts in certain levels, in different levels. And if you're starting off darker or lighter, if you're going to put that same color on somebody who's darker and somebody who's lighter, you're going to get 2 totally different results from it. So what they say, this is what you're going to get if you use this color, it's completely false. Completely false. So there's things to consider. Such
so
as
like,
the tone.
would I be orange?
You will be, but we'll get into that in a minute.
Okay.
Just
need to know what I'm going to do.
Things to consider, such as tonality, how high you want to lift your color, how light you want to go, deposit levels. Box color is either 20 to 40% peroxide level. So, sometimes you're getting too much peroxide, sometimes you're getting too little, you never know. The natural level that you begin with. Are you already starting with colored hair to begin with? Your skin tone has a factor in it. So you're trying to tell me the box is going to tell you what color for your hair is best for your skin? I don't think so. The levels of porosity. Some people's hair is more porous than others. Previous pigments, if you had pre-colored your hair. For instance, if you have red hair and you want to be a brunette after that, you throw that brown color over that red, you're going to get a reddish brown. Not only that, it's going to be much darker because color overlaps color. Color never removes color. Gray percentage. How much gray do you have? Oh. Not everybody has the same amount of gray. So
a lot in there.
So, there's different gray percentage coverage, depending on what kind of peroxide levels you need. So sometimes you need a little bit of coverage, sometimes you need a lot of coverage. We have to, stylists, colorists know how much they have to open that cuticle so they can cover that gray. The box does not differentiate.
All right, you're making my head spin. Let me just give you a scenario because I love all that talk, but I'm not really sure what a lot of that means other than I know that people don't get the same thing out of the box.
That's correct.
Right. So if I come in and say, I want blonde hair.
Okay.
Do you just go grab a box and bring it out?
Well, that's a great question. For her to get to a blonde stage, we need to lift a lot of levels. So if you can think about the levels being from number 1 to the number 12. Number 1 would be black.
12. Who picks 12?
Number 1. There's plenty of people, especially nowadays.
Just saying it can't be 1 to 10. I like even things, but 12.
Well,
anyway.
It was 1 to 10, but now we're going into more platinums and stuff like that.
Okay. Gotcha.
So 1 being black, 12 being a platinum. So
I want to be a 12. What do you do?
Your hair would be destroyed to get to that 12 because you'd have to lift it. If you get a box color with a beautiful platinum woman on the box, you're going to wind up orange.
That is not a good look unless you are Ronald McDonald.
So your hair lifts in stages. If you start from the black, you're going to wind up to a dark brown. Then you're going to get to a medium brown. Then you're going to get to a light brown, and that's the part there where you start turning orange. I don't know how many people you've seen out there walking around with orange or brassy hair, but natural browns consist of red. To get past that red into the more blonde tones that people say, wow, what a pretty sandy blonde, or what a beautiful pearl kind of blonde. How did you get that? Well, they didn't use box color. I can guarantee you that.
Do you blend stuff together?
In fact, your colorist does not use one color out of one tube. Your colorist mixes up to 3 different colors to get it personalized to what your needs are. So some colors counteract that brassiness and that red tone. If there needs to be a lift more than four levels, we need to go into a bleach and get to that higher level, get past that red, that orange stage, and then deposit in the new tones. So there's it gets a lot more complicated.
Serious.
And
it sounds like too much time. I don't want to sit in the chair for that.
Well, you don't have to.
Just stay like this.
You absolutely don't have to. Which brings me to my other point. You can go straight to the store and you can get yourself that $8 box of color. And you can go home and you can do it. And then you can pay me $300 to fix it. Because on average, on a color correction, you're looking at $100 an hour. That's just on average. So, that's something to think about.
Oh, so what I'm going to say to all of you out there is run to the store, get your $8 box of color because Christmas is coming and these girls have a long Christmas list. So we would appreciate any help.
The other factors are the harsh chemicals inside box color. Box color contains a lot of ammonia. And sometimes you need that to get good gray coverage, but not necessarily. Your stylist, your professional stylist, the professional products consist of some of that ammonia in there, but there are also conditioning agents to protect your hair from damage. Some of these box colors use a lot more peroxide, a lot higher peroxide levels than you need. Overuse of that will damage your hair. Your stylist will use exactly the kind of peroxide that is necessary for your needs, depending on what you need.
What about when you have people that have hot roots, what's going on there?
Okay, so let's talk about redheads because that's a very popular hot root item.
Ooh, yeah.
So if you have, a brown color on your hair that you've used in the past, you like this brown color, you've colored your hair brown before, and now you're saying, you know what, fall is here, let's get into some warmer tones.
Yeah.
Let's get,
Highlight
brighten this up, and
make it red.
I want to be a redhead. So you go to the store and you see this beautiful redhead, and you say, oh.
No, there's a message coming across the screen from my girlfriend Stacy.
Hi, Stacy.
Ignore that.
Anyway, so you go to the store and you see the picture on the box of this beautiful redhead, and you say, that's the color I want. So you take it home, and now you have brown color in your hair already that's kind of faded out. And you put that red color on top of that, what you have already.
Squeeze it in the bottle, right?
Well, your roots, which are your natural color, will take to that red and make it bright. Your ends, which are already saturated with the old color, that red color is going to overlap. So you're going to wind up with a darker brown red, and your roots are going to be on fire.
Yeah.
So
that is a good look.
The other mistake that people make is when they get that box color and they come home, they put that in that tube and they go in the sink, they stick their head in the sink and they start applying it with the tube into their hair and they mushing it all around.
Isn't that what you do? You put they give you the glove. I feel so official.
And everything, yes.
And then you mush it around.
That's right.
Yeah.
And what happens? If you think you're going to get perfect coverage by mushing sticking your head in the sink and putting on the color with a tube, you're out of your mind. Colorists use brushes for a reason. They cover that root area and slightly blend it into the previous color that's fading. Now, in the end, after your processing time of about a half an hour on the roots, your stylist will refresh your ends. They will lower the porosity. They will lower the strength of the color to bring the peroxide levels down so that it can tone the rest of your hair.
This sounds so...
It's a lot. There's a lot involved.
I didn't realize. I thought you were just there shampooing and putting some crap in their hair.
And most people don't understand the whole
pretty
science
technical.
behind it, but it's
we
very
need to give
technical.
you a raise down there. Start charging more.
Well, we charge pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
But still, if you want it done right, you're gonna have to spend the money to save your hair and to avoid further costs on color correction.
All right, so let's recap the couple of things, and then we're going to talk about the one last important thing after you get all of that, right? Because we hit on a bunch of stuff. So, number one.
Let's see what we got here.
Number one. Oh, he's going to read now.
Oh.
Number one, you need to see a professional stylist.
Right.
Because you're not getting the same coverage, and there is no one box color that's going to give you what you see on the box. Mm-hmm. Right?
That's correct.
There's also things that you need to account for, like have you been previously colored before, highlights, bleach. Do you have thyroid issues where you're taking thyroid medication because from what I understand, it's not going to take the same to the roots, to the...
Heart medication.
Yeah, so lots of medications. Pregnancy
can affect it.
Pregnancy affects everything, wrecks the whole damn body, but that's another story. That's for another channel. And then... So you guys are doing custom blends of the color, okay?
We customize the color. We use different,
color.
Depending on what we have to do, whether, lighten, darken, highlights and stuff like that. Let me tell you, I've seen, these kits where you put a bag over your head and you
Yeah.
use a knitting needle to pull the hair
Crocheting the
through.
hair. I love it.
And let me tell you, you're pulling through that hair, you're breaking the hell out of
Ooh.
your hair. And not only that, but you can stick that pin in the front and you don't know if you're getting half a hair from back here or a full strand from up here. So some of these highlights
Still
that
love
come
the
out,
knit cap.
yeah, it's save yourself the trouble.
Save
please.
yourself, and so that comes to the next point. Save yourself the money, because color correction is a big ticket item. Although we love it, you know, he specializes in it, done a lot of work, you know, it's paying for a lot of stuff, love it. But, you know, save yourself the money.
Yeah.
And then the box colors have damaging materials in there. Okay, so the high levels of ammonia, they don't have the conditioning, even though you may see that on the box, not really the same.
Right.
And then, you know, the last thing, which you probably didn't touch on.
I didn't touch on this, but
I had to say it.
you may turn around to your stylist and say, you know what, I saw the color that you use in Walmart or Walgreens,
yeah.
and say, hey, you know what, it's cheap, I can do it myself, it's the same color my stylist uses. They get their color. First of all, this is salon exclusive color. Distributors send it only to salons. Only salons carry this high-end color. If you find it in places like Walmart or Walgreens or your local drugstore,
Run away.
yeah, run away, because this is extras that some of these companies have that cannot get rid of, and
They set in a warehouse.
dump it into into these places like Walmart and Walgreens for less money. And now first of all, they're expired.
And
Secondly, you
chemicals,
don't know.
bonds break, and they are not the same.
And
So
you just don't know how long it's been sitting on the shelf. So are you getting a product with the full potency? You know, sometimes people say, I used the same color last time. Why does my hair look different? Well, this is why.
yeah.
This is why.
So then the last thing, because we got to let these people go, because we also said we do a live training for our team tonight. So that's a surprise to you. But the last thing is that once you get all this, you've got to take care of it. Okay? You need the right products that are not going to strip all that color out of your hair.
Correct.
You have got to have something that conditions and improves the condition of your hair. Okay? Gets rid of all the crap in your hair that builds up from the environment before you go and get color, so that the color can actually deposit where it needs to and not on top of waxes and gels and all the other crap. So needing the proper type of clarifying shampoos and conditioning treatments. You know, we can recommend some really great ones from Monate that, you know, there's a great video out there that shows the different shampoos and a color strand test where it's like the top of the line, you know, Pureology and whatever. And, you know, after like an hour of soaking in this, you know, that Monate has got like almost no color in the beaker, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
But anyway, we could make some recommendations for you to help improve your hair. So.
Also, you know what? There's a lot of people out there who are looking and saying, Denise, Dimitri, I can't always afford color. I can't always afford to go to a professional. So I go and I get my box color. I do it myself. Let me tell you something. We understand. We understand. We're not bad people. We're not mean people. We care.
I'm sometimes
we do
mean.
what we do because we care. So call your stylist. Do not be afraid to call your stylist and ask for some advice. All right? It doesn't mean that you're going to get salon quality color out of a box by any means, but at least we'll save you, you know, from
some heartache,
disaster,
some trips.
from disaster.
Can't believe you didn't say I wasn't mean. You were dying on the inside to say that. All right, guys. So that's it tonight. We are going to check back in with you on Wednesday at 8:30. Even though it's my birthday on Wednesday, we're going to be coming to you live because we love you and want to present. No, listen, making sacrifices.
Lord.
All right, so
I'll be out there grilling.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a great night.
Thank you for joining us again. Hope you got a lot out of this.
We will see you soon.